All right, folks, thanks for just checking us out and tuning in real quick on this video. My name is Peyton Hoppus. I've got Justin Sykes. He's with Millennium Brokerage Group. He is our go-to guy for most of our insurance needs when it comes to life insurance. So I just wanted to bring him on to talk about some of the things that we can do with life insurance. So Justin, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here, Peyton.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Glad to have you too, man. All right, so Justin, what we're talking about today is universal life. So what is a universal life policy?
Yeah, great question that oftentimes gets asked. I'll say first and foremost, a universal life policy is a type of permanent life insurance policy. So there's many different options there, but universal life is one of those options. And in my experience, in my opinion, the universal life policy option is going to be the most flexible of the different types of permanent life insurance. What's nice about it is inside the policy, there is the ability to grow cash value while also offering the death benefit protection of a permanent life policy.
Gotcha.
That cash value can allow the owner of the policy to provide benefits other than just a death benefit when he or she passes away. And what's really nice is it's able to be customized because, like I mentioned, it's pretty flexible. You can customize it for the needs of each individual owner, each individual insured.
Each need that they have. Okay.
Yep.
So we covered some jargon there. So let's go to an example I think that would help, open this up in kind of layman's terms. So I'll lay out the picture and then we'll jump into you explaining the IUL because I think it's powerful. We got Bob and Sarah. They've got 2 kids. They want to pay for some of college, maybe not all of their college, but some of their college. They've got some term insurance and they've got all these other buckets that they've checked off investing or secured some cash. So they're set as far as they're concerned, but when they want to invest more and they want to jump into college planning, that can kind of go hand in hand with an IUL. So we've got them at IUL. We set them up $250,000 of death benefit. So now they're at $750 total, and that's permanent insurance, and they're paying $500 into each of those policies. So Justin, walk us through mechanically how that could work for Susan and Jimmy's college fund or any other investment.
So first and foremost, I'll say when you're buying an IUL as an investment, you're ultimately looking to overfund that policy. And I mean, you're looking to put more into the policy in terms of premium or investment than is required just to keep that policy going. So in your example, they're wanting to put $500 a month into each policy. You don't necessarily have to do that. Some people put more, some people might put less, depending on their age and their needs, etc. But in this example, if Bob is putting in $500 a month into his policy, maybe the cost to keep that policy going is about $200 a month. Okay, so in that example, the $300 excess premium would go into that cash bucket and would ultimately grow kind of like a savings account or a protected savings account tied to the performance of an index. So let's just say he does that for 10 years. He's putting in $300 a month excess into his policy for 10 years. That's $3,600 a year, which is $36,000. Maybe that cash value has then grown to $50,000. Okay, just again making these numbers up, but hypothetically, That cash value has grown to $50,000. Well, that is an asset. So here on this slide, you notice that the cash value, or excuse me, their net worth went from, I believe it was $495,000 on the last screen up to $504. That is because this IUL policy is actually an investment and an asset to them. Okay, whereas the term insurance they had is purely an expense until, of course, they die, if they die within that term period. So they've got guaranteed protection, death benefit protection of $250,000. But in his case, he's also got immediately, in this example, I think it was a $9,000 increase in his net worth. But 10 years down the road, as we just said, maybe he's got $50,000 of cash value from which he can pull money out of that policy and use it to fund Susan's college expense or a portion of Susan's college expense. Now, what's really nice is he's able to access the money out of that policy in the form of a tax-free policy loan, which he may or may not pay back in the future. He's also able to access that money without any type of restrictions. So if he needs the money, for college, great. If he needs the money earlier or later for some other investment or for another business, maybe a business that he owns that he wants to use to pull money out of that policy into that business or put it into the business, he can do that. Unlike a traditional retirement vehicle, he can access the money without any type of penalties at any age.
Yep.
So unlike a retirement asset, we have to wait till 59 and a half or else there's penalties. Unlike a 529 plan, the money does not have to be used for overall overall for higher education expenses. So there's a lot of flexibility that he can use. Now, naturally, if he doesn't pay the money back from the loan, in that example, maybe he pulls out $25,000 and then he passes away. The death benefit that's payable would be $225,000, which would then cover that cost of that policy loan. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, perfect sense. I hope it does to everyone else too. I mean, these are something that are very flexible. So in this situation, folks, this happens all the time. We can help you out. If you want to reach out to us, we would love to chat with you. Reach out to me. I'll be glad to kind of field that ball. And then Justin, I usually bring in and say, hey, this is the situation. This is what we need. Just in this example, we need an IUL that's crafted around these folks' needs. And here's kind of where they need to be in premium wise. So we customize each one of these. So Justin, man, I think we've hit a good home run today on some topics. So I appreciate you joining us today, and thanks for the expertise.
My pleasure. Thanks again for having me, Peyton.
Absolutely. All right, folks, if you have any questions, reach out. Appreciate it.
Thank you.